I may have to just finagle this. All right, so I'll just dive in and we can conversate around each step. When you log into MailChimp, this is the homepage that it brings you to. I have completely rebuilt my MailChimp because when I imported, oh, here it is. Stop annotating. There we go. Now I can use my cursor. Now, here we go. Back on track, guys. When you log into your homepage, this is what you're going to see. The reason I like MailChimp, which we'll get to, is putting an email together is just very easy. You can drag and drop stuff, but as far as information goes and data that it gives you is your click rates, your open rate, which this last campaign I sent out, I feel like was decent. The reason I feel that way is because I used to have over 600 people in here, which is still fairly small to market to, but they were people in my bold trail. I since went back and audited every account, and I only have 119, which I'm okay with because I feel like I'm at a point where I'm rebuilding. I want to work with people that I know, like, and trust as far as the newsletter goes. I've gotten questions about, like, well, what's in your newsletter, Ash? I'm like, I prefer it to be infotaining when it comes to sending this out to my sphere. So let's see. I'll just pull the report on this. Let me go to, there's just more, I guess since we're on this page, you can see the deliveries. It actually delivered to 119 people. To circle back to why I went back and audited is because I had over 600 people that I was mailing this to, but MailChimp stopped my account because the emails were bouncing back. I had exported from KV Core my emails. Well, it hid the actual email address, and it was like Ashley Rossbach at kvcore.com instead of Ashley at Legacy Broker Group. I had a total of 65 people open. The total clicks is 24, and clicks per open is 14.8. So let's, I embedded lots of links and followed some of the recommendations that MailChimp gave me. So can everybody see my newsletter? I can't see you guys, so someone just shout at me.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, cool. So mine's pretty simple, and I've changed this over the years. I'll plug in a picture. It used to be when we were doing the Buffalo thing, like this has always been the herd for me because it's my people that I want to be around. An introduction. I usually will provide market stats and then try to explain this to people because numbers don't always make sense to me. And I'm like, what does that mean? It's the same approach as if someone calls you and says, hey, Leanne, what's the market doing? Which I was at an appointment yesterday, and, they're doing blood work on you and they're asking you how real estate is. And this is what it means is the answer that you can give them versus rattling off numbers. Takeaway points. I make it personal because anybody that knows me or that knows you, Leanne, this would be a picture of you in your plane or your puppy dog or with your family. Everybody knows that if we're going to have a conversation, most likely horses are going to come up. So I try to keep it consistent. I've added in Texas AgriLife education opportunities because that is open to the public. And honestly, this is a course I signed myself up for. Started it yesterday. It's a 12-week course on basically by the end of it, you have a business plan for the property that you either have, you want to have. And my thought is that if I'm going to be the next generation of landowners, I want to be able to walk into it being well-informed. And more importantly, if I'm helping someone purchase property, that we're setting proper expectations before these people come in, buy land, and don't know what they're doing. Some of the stuff you can change up. We had some growth within our brokerage on expanding, which is wonderful. And I want to share that with people because it's a way to further expand your business and agent referrals, but also if, clients move. I work with a lot of out-of-state people, and so I want to make sure that I'm sharing that information. Sometimes I'll share recipes. Every time I'm going to share a featured property of the month. So this is Lauren's listing in Sendero Crossing, and she loves her neighborhood, raves about it. Her neighbors are wonderful. So in an effort to just put this in front of more people, I'll take brokerage listings. Sometimes I'll reach out to agents that are, maybe their listings need a little extra love, and I'll put that in there. One thing I do want to add to this is there's a suggestion from MailChimp to make every link clickable, like embed a link into it. So over here, I have embedded my website link. So of course, when you click on that, it takes you directly to the website, and then people can search properties and whatnot. This one's a little basic. I have some others. Let me go back just so campaigns. There was one that I wanted to show you guys. So can you guys see that I changed over to a different campaign?
Yes, ma'am.
Cool. So just another, I changed this up. There's no rules for it. Always an introduction, a little bit about you connecting with people, home maintenance tips, the real estate corner of market insights and trends. This particular campaign actually had quite a few opens and response rate to it. You can go in, like this was an old listing. I already sold this property. I did like this portion down here that I need to put back because it was highlighting local businesses. One of my clients owns this. The lady who always does my closing gifts, her baskets are wonderful. I put her in here, and just opportunities for people to click and funnel into your website. Do you guys have any questions so far? Let me see.
Yeah, I have a question. I missed the part where or didn't understand the part where you were talking about your two different email addresses, the one coming from KV Core. What were you saying?
Let me see if I can.
And while you're doing that, like I've had MailChimp forever and ever, and so I don't really have it paired with my Bold Trail. While you're talking about that, did you pair it with your Bold Trail, or did you just import your contacts from Bold Trail? Database?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I had just exported my contacts from Bold Trail, and when I did that, instead of it saying like Chris Deere at Ymail, this portion was a KV Core address.
Hey, Ashley, I can explain what happened there.
Okay.
And why that happened on the exports that we do from like Fetch.
Mm-hmm.
If a person doesn't have an email address, it assigns them a generic email address so that they can actually drop into the system. So if you export them, you're going to get that generic email address, which is going to bounce every time. And I will tell you, Leanne, to answer your question, the company uses this product, and we do have it integrated. And it's a pretty simple integration in the KV Core backend, where when a lead signs up in KV Core, it automatically creates one in MailChimp.
Nice.
And we have it associated with different landing pages. So if they're signing up on a land and ranch, they're going to get tagged land and ranch. They're going to go into a certain set of contacts or segments that we have created. in there. And it's a pretty powerful tool. And I was going to ask you too, Ashley, how often do you go in and clean your database, remove bounces and non-opens, et cetera? Because that tends to improve your delivery rate if you keep it pruned and tidy in there.
Yes. Yeah. That's, I kind of learned that the hard way and realized that after going in and cleaning everybody out from the email address mishap and then starting to rebuild and plug people back in, my open rate was much higher than it has ever been. So it's going to become, gosh, I guess I'll start with like a monthly practice of just reviewing analytics.
Well, okay, so with that in mind, like, excuse me, my MailChimp only have so many, certain number of contacts that I can send to and under my subscription. So if you connect it to KV Core, does that change your number of contacts that you are allotted, I guess? Or do you know?
But that's going to depend on your subscription level in MailChimp, what your capacity is there.
Yeah. Because like I don't have that many people in there right now, and I pay less than $30 a month, but I'm building to add more. Like I've pulled 3 different farm lists that I'm organizing to be able to import, which I should get with KV Core, because if I can merge these two, that might be nice. I'm not having to input people twice. I chose MailChimp because the simpler something is for me to put together and execute, the higher the rate that I'm actually going to use it like I'm supposed to. So when I'm changing up these newsletters monthly, you can see on, like, I can just come over here and drag and drop and add an image of whatever I want. They've got products that, this is what I meant to click. They have stock images. If you don't want to have to go find something, our Google Suite, there are stock photos that are geotagged that you can plug in, which I will use some of those. You can search for whatever you're wanting. All of my uploads are here. And then I've put videos in, which those typically get good open rates. Let's just add in insert. And then it just inserts the photo for you. Then you can edit the image, size it the way you want to. You can add a link to it. So if someone clicks on the image, it'll take them directly to this listing. It's easy to just replace that. Do you guys have any questions? I feel like some of these buttons are just pretty self-explanatory.
Are you taking like your blogs and putting them in this MailChimp? Or, I mean, it sounds like we're kind of creating the same information for our newsletter with our blogs, except our blogs are probably like one topic where our newsletter would be several topics. So are you like doing a blog where you kind of introduce, your newsletter would kind of introduce it, and then do you like where you say like see the full scoop? Are you clicking it? Would you click that and it goes to like your blog, or what? Where does it go when you click see the full scoop?
So let's just open it. So yeah, you click it and it goes to a blog. And I did this with my, can you see that? Share this. Okay. Are we on the same page? Y'all can see Texas real estate market. So when I click see the full scoop, it takes you to my website and directly where the blog is. So I'm trying to repurpose information that I'm already creating and plugging it in places where it gives people opportunity to just jump over here and put in a property search. I did that. Lauren reminded me, she's like, after I sent her my last newsletter, she's like, go ahead and plug that into your blog. So I did I believe it was last week when Lisa was going over blogs in our meeting.
Yeah, in the past, when I did newsletters, I didn't have the ability to link it to something like my blog page. And I love this so much better because to me, it's just another way to get your blogs out. But like I'm an older demographic and they really love email, it seems like. And so to me, I've struggled with how to get my blogs out. And Lauren and I've talked a lot about these newsletters. And I'm like, I think this is a good way for me with my demographic to push them out and get it drawn back to my website, because I was just putting them on social media and
yeah,
which I think the readability there is still great, but I think there's even greater ability to do the newsletter, pushing it back to. I really want to see what the analytics look like once I start doing that again.
yeah. And I'm trying to be more consistent at just repurposing a lot of the information, so it creates this funnel of consistency. So one of the last two blogs that I wrote was the open houses still work in 2025. So I took the link for this blog, which this isn't the polished version that I wanted to show you, but I took this information that I've used in other newsletters and stuff that I utilize MailChimp for, and just plugged it in here. I will say, if you try to copy and paste and just keep it simple, it doesn't always format well. So I had to redo it in chunks, but then I just save it. But I posted this, and there's 8 views on it. I posted this in my stories, and the same day I did this one, which I'll just end up copying this link. And this is Lauren's listing in Sendera Crossing. So when I go back to the newsletter I just sent out, when I plugged in, let me just say done. I'll save y'all a headache of me trying to get back to that campaign. Yeah, that's gonna, I'll scroll too much doing that. But basically, like marketing that listing and then plugging it into my newsletters, but also putting it in your stories, writing it, putting it in your blogs. People click the link on your blogs, or they can search. And let me see where agent books. Let's just go here. Okay, here it is. So this is something that I wrote about in my last, but this is from MLS, but a lot of times I will embed like SEO words. So when people go to Google and they're like, I want to buy a house in Lavernia, this pushes it up. And then all the other blogs that Lisa's done, and some that I've done on my own, are down below. So if there's any other questions, or they start going down a rabbit hole, they've got the information there. One thing that was pointed out to me was changing, like, I've named this group Legacy Broker Group so I can keep track of everything, but changing it from, like, this is connected to my personal email, and making sure that who it's from. No, that's not it. Like putting Leanne Bailey, like, your Fredericksburg realtor, or something like that. So they see your name and want to click on the email that comes through instead of something gibberish like this right here. That drives me bonkers.
I am not seeing what you're, yeah, there we go.
Okay, thank you. So I was trying to find ways to overcome this because that looks spammy to me. But just making sure you go through each step and editing everything, which is very simple. You can, I don't pay for this version, but you can schedule it to go out. If you're the type that likes to pre-schedule your content, my brain really works on the fly when I'm inspired. So I either have to take notes on something or just send it now. There are features I have not tapped into.
And I'm happy to go through because the brokerage has the premium version of MailChimp, Ashley. So at some other point too, I'm happy to go through all the premium features and that kind of thing, because the scheduling is so cool. Because when you schedule it ahead of time, it gives you the option to click on or toggle on a button that says send when recipients are most likely to open. So it goes through all of your analytics and it will pick, and it's the most random time, y'all. Sometimes it'll send at like 9 p.m. and you're like, what is happening? So that's an awesome feature too, as far as MailChimp goes. I just love MailChimp over any other email service, honestly, because of the replication feature. You can replicate and you can schedule resends. So that way you can almost treat all of your emails like a template, if that makes sense. So you're just duplicating it and then swapping out the pictures, or duplicating it and swapping out the messages. And that's what I love the most about MailChimp. I don't know about you, Ashley, but like that's like creme de la creme to me. And like you were saying, it's all the buttons are self-explanatory, so much easier to use, like user friendly compared to sending emails through Bold Trail.
Yeah, no, you said everything that I could not find the words for. It's just, it's so simple. Like, I'm not really your technology girl when it comes to building email campaigns and whatnot. So just to be able to drag and drop buttons. And like you were saying, I go in and I swap out all of this information every month and just kind of move it around, add graphics that make sense, embed links, and then I send it and watch the analytics. I do. So Shayla, since we have you, can you share any insight on what it looks like to reshare something? Because that is not, I haven't tried that yet.
You mean as far as like scheduling a resend?
Yeah, like what is the content that you're resending? Or if an agent
You
was...
hear my son screaming, and I'm so sorry. He's just playing in the background. So he's in this new phase of grunting when we play. So I apologize to everybody hearing that. Yeah, but the resend, yes. So you're just resending the email that you've already sent out, but it'll schedule it to send again. And I like the scheduling ahead of time feature. I'm one of those people that I like to sit down at my computer, let's say like Monday mornings, and get all my email blasts scheduled ahead of time. But the resend is great. It literally just resends your email. Richmond has it to where all of the contacts, I mean, he has things, you guys know Richmond, he's extremely detail oriented, and he has all of our contacts and everything totally organized to where if I want to send an email to the San Angelo agents, that's an option. So I mean, you can go so detailed and so organized with everything in MailChimp too. And it's just so much easier to see. But yeah, that's just the resend. But there's like a button, I think it either says duplicate or replicate. And that's like when you're in your dashboard on your main page, like looking at all your campaigns. I can't remember if it says duplicate this or replicate this, but that's what I do for literally every single email. And then I just swap out all the photos and swap out all the pictures. So it ends up, the template, building your email to what it looks like, to where you like it visually, is going to take you a second. But once you do it once, you can just repurpose that, if that makes sense, and just utilize it as a template. Yeah, there should be a button that says, copy one. And then I'll go up and I'll rename the copy one to whatever, obviously. So like, for example, 123 Main Street, Mark Bukowski, for example. Like that would be what I would title the top. And just kind of go from there. But yeah, MailChimp is so great. Ashley, you rocked it. Sharing everything and showing everybody everything. Yeah, y'all use MailChimp. It's so much easier.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Shayla. I will test out the feature for replicating and resharing because I'm interested on the analytics on that. But I'm a fan of MailChimp like Shayla. If you guys have questions building out a template, please reach out. I'm happy to help. I think you'll like it. It's user-friendly. I think the biggest thing is what Shayla pointed out is the organization of your contacts. That was not something that I think I did well in the beginning, and now I'm realizing how important it is and how much it affects everything moving forward. And if you're going to sit down and write a newsletter, you want it to be successful because then you can plug it into other platforms that are already up and running and multiply your efforts. So does anyone have questions? It's getting close to 9:30, and I know that you guys probably have more things on your schedule today.
Well, it also, too, the analytics, like the reports are fantastic as well. I don't know how it is, Ashley, without the premium feature, but with the premium feature, I mean, it's pages and pages of analytics and notes. That is just a fantastic thing to send to your client when you're blasting out their listings and such.
Yes, yeah, you're very right on that. I went ahead and scanned over, and you can see if it's male or female, the click rates on conversion funnels and conversions over time, delivery rates, who flags your email as spam, who unsubscribes, and then archiving those folks to get them out of your wheelhouse. So yeah, awesome. Thank you, Shayla, for your input on MailChimp.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, guys, that's all I've got for today. If you have questions, concerns, would like any help on building out a newsletter or getting started, feel free to just shoot me a text.
Great job, Ashley. Appreciate
Yeah,
that.
thanks, Ashley.
Yes,
Thank
thank
you
you.
You're welcome. Bye, guys.
Have a wonderful day.
You too. Bye.